When COVID-19 hit, we saw the role of technology and connectivity become even more critical to small business owners' success and really their existence. The ability to connect with customers was a lifeline for them. And we actually saw those businesses that embraced technology before the pandemic had an edge when the stay-at-home orders were implemented. So if they weren't already embracing technology, the pandemic changed that and they had to adapt to survive.
All right, today we are here with Robyn Hahn, President, Small Business at Westfield. Welcome, Robyn.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Excited to dive into small commercial today.
It's one of my favorite topics.
Ours too, of course, at Bull Penguin. That's kind of our world. So it's always fun to chat from different perspectives on it. Yeah, we often hear the analogy in small commercial of the three-legged stool of carriers, agents, and businesses. So we need all three working seamlessly together to succeed. And certainly the idea of commercial connectivity is something we're passionate about here at Bull Penguin. So what are your thoughts on this, the state of the small commercial ecosystem?
So Amber, my short answer is that it makes our business far more exciting. And I personally love making connections and figuring out how to fit components together. And so the idea of an insurance ecosystem that is ever expanding and changing is pretty invigorating for me personally, and it screams of opportunity. I think the longer answer is really that as we're experiencing right now, 2021 is shaping up to be another interesting and challenging year. And more than ever, we need to remain flexible and ready to adapt. And to serve small businesses better, we've got to be able to transcend technology and integrate data across a series of services. So it's not about individual systems, it's about new and integrated ecosystems between carriers and distribution partners and other partners, new entrants into our industry. And the future of insurance stands to be greatly influenced by these ecosystems so that we can allow small businesses to fulfill a variety of needs, frankly, in one integrated experience. At Westfield, we've taken a hard look at our traditional roles and our business model and are evaluating opportunities to partner with players in other industries so that we can bring the most value to our small business customers, and that starts with leveraging agency relationships. So we're unifying data as well as technology and building a customer-centric approach to create that differentiation and deliver a small business experience that removes friction from the transaction so that we can make it easier and more beneficial for all involved.
I think you hit on a few key points there. One of them being first that 2021 is not going to be a normal year either, so let's all just prepare for that. And also the ecosystem, the broader ecosystem is actually more than the sum of its parts.
Yes.
Each piece of it adds so much more value than that piece alone. And that's such a critical piece for all of us in the small commercial sphere to keep in mind. And on that note, what role does technology play in connectivity?
So I probably start with more of an outside-in view and the network of connected smart devices that communicate seamlessly over the internet is really transforming how we all live and work, not just insurance, right? And so it's not any different for our industry. And like many at Westfield, we're embracing and addressing technology and the technology revolution to create a better agency and customer experience. And I think about three things, Amber, in this space. The first one is digital capabilities. And technology, they ultimately drive efficiency. Second, technology is also opening up channels of communication, making it faster and easier for people to connect. And then the third thing is for small businesses, which also include many of our distribution partners, agencies who are also small business owners in many instances, whatever product or service they provide, they've got to be able to compete. And digital marketing and customer relationship management systems are two examples of how technology is helping businesses connect with customers to better deliver on their own value proposition.
Yeah, lots of opportunity, that's for sure. And one of the fastest growing segments of businesses are in the minority and female-owned space. So how do you support diversity and inclusion in your organization? And what does inclusion mean to you?
Yeah, a lot of great questions that are really near and dear to me today. So for me, I have made it a priority to ensure that diversity and inclusion are non-negotiables. It requires a dedicated effort to be diverse and inclusive, and it helps us turn challenges into new possibilities and really gives us unique insights into the markets that we serve. And that goes for customer markets, agent or distribution, employees, and communities. From a pure business perspective, diversity and inclusion are essential to compete and win. At Westfield, we focus hard on inclusion because that enables diversity. And you have to have that calibrated correctly or diversity doesn't even work. Inclusion is about making connections in the work that we do by creating a safe space to embrace what makes each person on our team unique. And inclusion is also where the power of an individual can come to life. Each of us can have an immediate impact and make a difference in our organizations and in our personal lives if we think about how we act inclusively. So from a customer perspective, we know our customers are diverse. And a key part of our D&I work is centered on meeting the needs of those diverse customers. A key focus for us is in growing those segments of minority and women-owned businesses especially. From a personal standpoint, I'm motivated to build an even better Westfield, one that's inclusive and diverse, where everybody gets to bring their whole self to work every day. And I thought I would share with you, Amber, maybe 3 things that people can do to advance inclusion in their own organizations. I get to share these quite often as I speak about this, and it's commit, communicate, and celebrate. So first, it starts with an intentional commitment. Inclusion has to be intentional. If you do it the right way, if you intentionally include, then you get to avoid the unintentional excluding someone. And that's not something that we can assign to someone else. It's something that takes commitment from us as individuals and across entire teams. So whether it's recruiting or staffing diverse teams or ensuring that we operate our businesses, on a day-to-day basis with an inclusive mindset, no doubt at Westfield we have more work to do, but we're okay admitting that because that drives our commitment. So act inclusively and commit to that. The second thing is communication. We cannot underestimate the power of communication. It's not just an effort, but it's also in how we communicate with each other. And we're creating communication opportunities right now. We have these dialogue circles and discussions across Westfield so that the team feels like they belong and that their voices are heard. And I've participated in these dialogue circles, and they've been very eye-opening and inspiring, and they've created deeper connections among colleagues. We're also focusing on unconscious bias training, which also deepens those connections for colleagues. And then the final thing, the third action that I would encourage people to take is to celebrate differences and uniqueness of your team. One time last year, before we went to the virtual work environment, we held a mixer that focused on sharing the unique attributes about ourselves and our colleagues at our employee resource group functions. And, that's just another way that you can also celebrate diversity. Celebrate it.
I love that. I think the theme there of intentionality and commitment is so key, right? It doesn't happen by accident. You can't sit back and wait for diversity and inclusion to grow in your organization. You have to actively build it. And yes, so thank you so much for sharing those steps. I think those are really nice, actionable pieces that I think that we can all do. Whether you're in a small organization or a large organization, these are steps that you can take, and I think will help us all move forward and optimize all of our organizations, right? When we have those inclusive cultures, everybody thrives more.
That's right.
So, well, thank you so much for sharing all of your insights. Really appreciated your perspective on the challenges and opportunities in the industry.
Thank you for having me. And if I don't see you and this doesn't air before the holidays, then Happy New Year. So happy holidays and Happy New Year to everyone at Bull Penguin.
Likewise, Happy New Year and happy 2021, which will hopefully be a slightly smoother year.
Yes.
To you and all those at Westfield.